When practicing the art of critical thinking, understanding perspective is an important component. You'll see that not only is Chapter 4 all about perception, but that we use perception for rest of the course as an element of analysis. Perception is created from three activities. Most people think of it just as one thing. It's my perspective or my point of view. But by looking at the three parts, we can learn to understand our perspectives and to more effectively understand the perspective of others. The first part of perception is selecting. This is the activity in which you choose what you focus on. You may think, I focus on everything, or I focus on the important things. But that in and of itself is the problem. We think we select the right stuff, and we don't really know if we do. Consider the famous invisible gorilla experiment that I linked to in the Quarter 2 folder. As you'll see on that website, participants in the experiment selected to count the number of passes by the basketball players in white shirts, and ignored or did not select the focus on newly introduced information in the form of a gorilla. We don't know what we're missing until it's pointed out to us. The second part is organizing. In this activity, we put what we've selected into a design or a pattern. This sounds simple enough, like putting together a puzzle, and in a sense, it is that simple. I think an important aspect to remember, though, is that we all put the puzzle together differently. Look at the optical illusion on this screen. What do you see first? Do you see the ship at sea, or do you see the skull? Can you see both? Why do you see one when I see the other? Finally, in perception, we interpret. We take meaning away from the input we select and the patterns that we organize. We make judgments about what is right or wrong. We analyze what could be done differently. And all of that thinking is part of the complicated process of developing perceptions. Now, we tend to think our perceptions are right, that what we see is actually going on. The truth is, our perceptions are simply a story we tell ourselves by selecting, organizing, and interpreting the world around us. And that story comes through a lens. Your history, personality, values, all of it goes together to create a lens through which you select, organize, and interpret. These lenses and perceptions inform our beliefs, and there are four categories of beliefs: interpretive, evaluative, conclusive, and predictive. We have beliefs about all kinds of things that we learn in school, our past experiences, the experiences of our friends or family. We have beliefs about popular culture. Have you heard of Macklemore's song, Same Love? It grabbed a lot of attention about a year ago because of its content. So if you haven't heard this song, you should pause the PowerPoint and click on the picture of him and his producer, and that should take you to YouTube where you can see the official video. Of course, you could always stop here, pull up YouTube yourself, and search for Macklemore, Same Love. But I want to use this song as an example to show how one object or one experience can shape four different categories of beliefs. So here we go. Interpretive beliefs make meaning. And here's an example. Macklemore's song, Same Love, opens the conversation of homosexuality and marriage equality in the popular culture. If we were in a discussion, I might go on to say, and here's why. And I would fill in the evidence about perhaps all the news attention that was paid to it, or the conversations that were had at the lunch table after that song came out. But that's an example of an interpretive belief. Here's an example of an evaluative belief, and this one is the type that judges the quality of something. Macklemore's song, Same Love, is an excellent song because it is lyrically daring and musically beautiful. So I'm kind of making a belief statement that's also a judgment or an evaluation. Conclusions come to a decision. Here's the statement you might say that would be a belief in the category of conclusion. Macklemore's song Same Love helped me to make my mind up about marriage equality, and I now believe I'm either for it or against it. And finally, beliefs can be in the category of predictions. This is basically making a statement on the future. After Macklemore's Same Love song came out, it was a fresh focus on a critical topic. We will see many more public figures speaking publicly on their opinions about marriage equality because of the attention that he received. So I hope you understand that beliefs can be in these 4 categories. But there's also many types of belief too, and these feel a little interchangeable. They're slightly different, so it's important to understand the differences here. Reporting factual information is describing the world in ways that can be verified. A statement like, "I believe TCC has a Portsmouth campus," can be verified. Just get in your car and check it out. You could say, "I believe the average male elephant weighs 11,000 pounds." Even if you personally cannot weigh an elephant, you could verify that report of factual information through research or experimentation. Now, inferring means going beyond the factual information into what is currently unknown. A statement like, "I will graduate with honors," is an inference based on your previous experience. Perhaps you've gotten all A's for your entire educational career, so it's likely that you would graduate with honors, but it's not a report of fact because it hasn't happened yet. If you look carefully at page 161 in your text, consider the slight differences between reports of fact and inferences of the yet unknown. Finally, beliefs can be judgments based on criteria. The criteria we utilize can come from the way we were raised, the expectations in our homes or our workplaces, and from many other influences. The criteria is important, though, because it is what we use as the rules to evaluate what is either good or what is bad. If you think a song is good, why? Does it have a good beat, a catchy hook? Then that's your criteria. But the thing is, we don't all agree on the same criteria, and therefore we don't all come to the same beliefs. Do you believe the economic crash of 2008 could be blamed on President Bush, President Obama, the Federal Reserve Bank, greedy CEOs, disruption in the overseas economies? Who you blame is your belief on the judgment of fault, which ultimately relates back to your lens, your perception, and your criteria. Now, if I were a student in this course, I would be certain to know the definitions and examples for each of the aspects of perception and belief. After reviewing this chapter, I hope you understand how important perception building and perspective taking, and how perception is deeply entwined with our beliefs, which shape the way we see, predict, and evaluate the world around us.